What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you don't know me yet, my name is Andre, and I have here today Drake, or Captain Drake from Pirate Chain. Welcome back, sir. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Great. So let's get started. For some people that don't know you, or maybe Pirate Chain, don't know even Pirate Chain, can you tell us about your role at Pirate Chain and give us like an elevator speech about the project?
Sure. Yeah, so I am one of the captains over at Pirate Chain, and basically I help lead the ship. I do interviews. I do basically anything and everything except for development work. And obviously I'm supported by a really, really awesome first mate crew, you know, Dream Tim, Ludes, Cax, and Wookie and all them. So essentially Pirate Chain is a privacy currency, plain and simple. But the thing is that we use Zcash snarks as a privacy protocol, or as the encryption, which is widely considered, you know, the best to use. However, we are private by default for our P2P transactions, meaning that you can't send transparent transactions. We're actually the first chain to enforce that, first chain to enforce it and be listed on exchanges. And there's a lot of firsts that we've done. How we even released a mobile wallet just before Zcash did for shielded transactions. So not only that, you know, we have no ICO, no IEO, we're no pre-mine. Everything is a fair launch. We're a community coin with no dev fee, you know, so we stay true to that nature as a community coin. And yeah, we all promote from within too, you know. So I started off as a nobody 2 months after the Genesis block and just rose up through the ranks, and you know, so as did everybody else who's with me up there. So we're also secured by Komodo's delayed proof of work, which means that it notarizes our blocks onto Komodo's blockchain, and then their blocks are notarized onto Bitcoin's blockchain. So in order to 51% attack us, you'd have to 51% attack us, Komodo, and Bitcoin all simultaneously to actually do anything. So.
E aí, beleza? Você tá curtindo a entrevista? Então deixa um like aí. Ah, você quer participar de um sorteio de 200 moedas da Pirate Chain? Então faz o seguinte, entra lá em ativosdigitais.com e faz um post. Me diz se você acha importante privacidade em criptomoedas em blockchain. Se você acha importante, me diz o porquê. Se você também não acha importante, não tem problema, você vai participar do mesmo jeito. E depois que você fazer um post colocando a sua carteira da Pirate Chain, pega o link do post e coloca aqui nos comentários do YouTube para você participar e quem sabe ganhar aí 200 ARRs da Pirate Chain, beleza? Aproveita a entrevista aí, tchau!
Oh, sounds good. So you mentioned, I was going to talk there, so there's no ICO. Basically start from like Genesis block and start, how does that work? It's a proof of work coin, right? So
yep.
It starts from Genesis block, and since the very start, it's just mining rewards. That's how it's get distributed. The coins, is that how does the coin get distributed? Like at first, there was any pre-mine?
Nope, no pre-mine. So essentially, it's all proof of work. You know, you put your miners at it and just go at it. You know,
all right.
We're Equihash based, so you know it's obviously ASIC dominated, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now there's I think about 174.6 million, something like that, coins in the circulating supply out of 200 million. So
sure, let me share my screen here. So this data here I have on from CoinGecko. Is this pretty accurate? 174 million in circulating, and then the max supply is 200 million, right?
Yep, we have a halving every, I forget the exact block count, but it's approximately every 9 months. So,
okay, every 9 months there's a halving. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know, like I noticed there was a pretty big. So it's at least the price is listed here since February 2019. Is that kind of where the project started, or a little earlier than that?
The project started August 29th of 2018. So
okay, August 2018, a little
Yes.
few
So we were
months.
listed on our first exchange, I think, October or November of 2018. And it was just one exchange so far. It was a really, really small exchange, which is no longer in existence right now because they got hacked.
Yeah, I
But,
remember that the crypto bridge, something like that, something bridge, right?
well,
So
that was a different one actually. So
yeah.
CryptoBridge, their accounting system was so messed up that they just basically kept crediting people Pirate Chain, like, not an actual coin, but the database was giving them essentially, making their account show more coins than what they had.
Mm.
So people kept withdrawing them, draining the entire exchange of Pirate Chain, and then the people who actually had, Pirate Chain that deposited it in there, they were, out of luck.
Yeah, it was like they had like a proxy
Yeah, it was a
coin, something
proxy
like that.
token. Yeah.
Proxy token,
So,
yeah. All right, and yeah, another thing that I noticed like recently, so which is pretty. I mean, so I've been following you. Like you came to the channel like exactly kind of a year ago. I think it was 2000 December 16. I was looking yesterday.
was it really that long ago?
Yeah,
Oh,
December
wow.
16, 2019. That's when we talked last year. Well, actually, that's when I posted the video. It was a few days prior to that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, and Pirate Chain has gotten like ranked up in CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap since then quite a bit, actually. It's like competing with a lot of very popular coins. This is, I'm just talking for people that don't know it. So, in terms of market cap, right? So, and it's gotten many more exchanges than we talked last year. And even like because it got, I think, listed on Hit BTC, now we have charts on Trading View as well. I saw it there. Of course, it's a new chart there because the exchange is new. Is there anything you want to talk about the exchanges that are listed, and any exchange that you would say, I don't know, anything about it? So
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of the exchanges that we're on are, pretty decent. Currently, Trade Ogre, I think, has the most organic volume, I believe, out of all of them. There's a few. I think there's a couple exchanges still that are having wallet issues, which we've been going through that for quite a while with them. One of which, and I won't name names,
okay.
pretty much only responds once every day or two, which, that's not how you really should conduct support. But either way, we're getting those resolved. And what was it? I think it was CoinX that was back online recently. So
Okay.
so deposits and
And also
withdrawals.
there's probably or what about decentralized exchange? You have any plans to be on any DEX? I
Well, we
know
are
there.
on Polarity.
Okay.
Polarity it's a hybrid DEX,
Okay.
and they're actually really, really awesome because their deposit times are within minutes. Same thing with withdrawals, and you actually own the keys on your account.
All right.
So
Sounds good. So for everybody that don't know, website is pirate.black. You can find much more information here. I do think you have in Portuguese. I remember you added translations in Portuguese, so the people, most of the people that follow me as they speak Portuguese, so it's in Portuguese there. You can see where to find the wallets and everything. So okay.
yeah, we'll be updating our website in the coming months. So because it really, really needs a facelift. So
Yeah, that would be nice. It's good. Another thing is I saw on the website, I was reading yesterday, you guys are working with Atomic DEX as well, which is, I think is Komodo's decentralized exchange. Is that right?
well, we can't be listed on there yet because the technology that they need for it isn't developed yet.
Mm-hmm.
So for the time being, we're listed on the subatomic DEX,
Okay.
which is subatomic swaps and all this other stuff, developed by Gruel Satinder, and I believe it's called Shirley. So,
Surely.
yeah.
Subatomic DEX. Okay. I asked this because I think for private coins, I think it's pretty important for us to have DEXs, right? I think
Oh yeah, absolutely.
we can say, oh, use this exchange, the other exchange, but better way to keep your coins is in your wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally use a few exchanges from here, but every time I go buy, I put it in my wallet and try not to be on any exchange, right? So to leave my coins there. And for privacy coins, it's pretty, especially for Pirate Chain. I think, since it's like it's the most, I guess, anonymous with most privacy, I guess, features. It's very hard, I guess, even for you guys to be listed on any exchange, I would say, right? Because the exchanges really don't. It's kind of hard to work with the exchange, especially because of all the regulations they need to go through. If they need to have the regulations, I guess it gets hard, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, it does, but centralized exchanges will still play a role in the future. I think DEXs are going to be used for the average person like us, but centralized exchanges will cater more toward institutional people. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, but I mean, being listed on centralized exchanges, we're still working on it. We have the BPSAA as a backer, so that when all the members of the BPSAA apply to, say, like Binance or some other exchange that requires a company to be behind it, we have one now. So
cool. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. One thing before that, so there's this article on Cointelegraph. Was like July last year, June this year. Sorry, not last year. June this year. So it talks about, like, we're talking about how Pirate Chain is the most private coin with best like privacy features. This article talks about like chain analysis, how they were able, like, basically to track Zcash, Dash, and even they talk about Monero. They said what they say here. Recently, researchers from this university concluded that 99.9% of Zcash and 30% of Monero transactions were traceable. Can you talk about this? What is the difference? Like, can they do the same thing with Pirate Chain?
No. The short answer is no. Long answer is, the reason why they say 99.9% of Zcash is because they allow transparent transactions, right? That being said, 95, 97%, I think, of all their transactions are transparent, because the users don't care, really. They don't truly care about privacy. Otherwise, they'd be using shielded transactions, right? On top of that, most of the exchanges they're listed on, they list their transparent addresses on there. So that also ruins fungibility, because I mean, it's just like, you send somebody some money from your transparent address, and they give you their shielded address. Okay, so now it goes from point A to point B. Point B is shielded. Then that second person sends it to another person that's unshielded address, right? So now you have linkages on both sides. You just need to figure out what's in the center, like where that was sent to. But you can trace everything else, Whereas with Pirate Chain, they're all shielded transactions after the block reward, right? So if you want to send, like, if the miner pool pays you out, right? So the miner pool has a transparent address, and that's for accountability purposes, for block reward and everything like that. So when the miner pool pays you out, they pay you out to a Z address, a shielded address.
Yeah.
From that point, where you can only send it to another Z address. So after that block reward, nobody can see what's going on.
Sounds good. Yeah, for people that don't know, like Zcash, basically Zcash, you have a address where it works just pretty much as like a Bitcoin, right? It's maybe some people don't even know that Bitcoin's out open. You don't have any privacy on Bitcoin. Pretty much, you can see all the transactions. You can see like how much everybody has in their wallet and everything, and everything else. And Zcash has the two types of wallets: the transparent and the shielded wallet. And the transparent is pretty much like Bitcoin, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So okay, yeah. So that's what. Yep.
Yeah,
And
there's
Pirate
literally,
Chain. Sorry, Pirate
go
Chain
on.
just has the shielded address, which is completely private, and basically you can't see anything in the blockchain explorer, right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't see any amounts, you don't see the rich list, you don't see, because everything shows zero. You don't even see the addresses that really transacted. So it's like, it's just, you look into it and you just literally don't see any useful information whatsoever.
Yeah, sounds good. Can you talk about the BPSAA? I'm just gonna put here BPSAA. What is the BPSAA?
So the BPSAA is the Blockchain Privacy, Security, and Adoption Alliance. And what that is a group of projects which originally started off as Pirate, Ether One, and Sentinel and Turtle Network coming together and saying, hey, we need to work together. Because in this space, it's just everyone's in their own pigeonhole. They just, don't want to work with anybody else because they want to be better than everybody in their space and so forth. So we came together and formed an alliance. And from that point, we pulled in Ergo, we pulled in Burst, Komodo, and more recently, we pulled in Dragon Chain.
Cool.
So, and that announcement was actually on Thursday. So essentially, we're going to be a 501c3 nonprofit, which means that we're an educational nonprofit organization. But on top of, providing education and literature on, and, events on educating people on privacy and their security, we're also creating open source solutions for tons of different stuff and, creating interoperability amongst one another. So for example, with Pirate Chain, right, we're developing a new version of the operating system that we have out. And that new version will include Sentinel's DVPN, Turtle Networks Exchange, Ether One's storage system, Ergo's DeFi stuff, and basically every member's, specialty in there, And then I know that Burst and I think Ether One are working on some stuff together too. So there's a lot of stuff that we can create to make things even bigger, and then have a huge force of developers behind us, a huge community and everything. So right now, like from our from an outreach perspective, if all of our members, say get in contact with their communities, that's over 300 and something thousand people, just from all 8 members of us. And plus we're getting applications for partnerships and all this stuff on top of the members themselves. So it's growing into something that's going to be, I think, extremely huge and important in crypto. So
very cool. Nice. That seems pretty interesting. So before I'm gonna ask you if we already talked about, you talked about the many latest news about Pirate Chain and all that. I'm just gonna talk about the physical crypto coins. Is that your website, right? Still running that pretty good?
Yeah, it hasn't gotten as much attention as I really should be putting into it, just because, or like for marketing stuff. Just because I've been so busy with the BPSAA and Pirate and doing interviews and just so much stuff going on that, I haven't really promoted this as much as I'd like to. But yeah, I mean, it's still up and running. I still have, tons of coins in stock. I just made a Turtle Network physical coin. I'll be making one for Sentinel sometime in the next few weeks or so, probably beginning of next year.
Okay, so can you just explain, so people that don't know what it is, what is a physical cryptocoins.com?
Yeah, so essentially it's memorabilia, right? So you say you have a project that you find really that you follow and you love it. It's just merchandise that, support those projects in the sense of, it's got unique logos on there for their logo and writing and stuff that actually represents those projects. Like, as you can see, the Ether1 coin, it says decentralize everything because that's their motto, and tons of stuff like that. That coin right there is actually a 90.999 silver coin I made for a special edition Pirate Chain coin.
Nice.
And that sold out like instantly, pretty much. So.
And you ship all over the world? I think you ship to Brazil? I guess that's the question.
Oh yeah, I can ship worldwide. If you don't want tracking, it'll take a little bit longer, but it's free shipping. So if you buy a coin, you don't have to worry about paying for shipping and stuff. So.
All right, so I am gonna stop sharing here. And anything else you want to talk about? Any news? Anything you want to talk about Pirate Chain before we finish? Anything that you have that would be useful for the community to know? Yeah,
sure. So actually tonight there's an event. It's the Atomic Dex stress test. So it's going to be a really huge event, and I'll be on there along with Wookie from Pirate Chain and Hash Rates from Ether1 talking about the BPSAA. Lutz from Pirate Chain will be on there talking about privacy and Pirate Chain. So we'll have our own segments and be answering questions. There's going to be prizes awarded and stuff. So it's going to be a really, really huge event. So for those who are interested in that, you can check it out. You can test the Atomic Dex during the stress test and yeah, stuff like that. So
very cool. Well, Dre, thank you very much for doing this again. I really appreciate your time here and join our talk here today. It's I hope you'll come back. We will do it again for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for having me. And anytime you want me on, man, just give me a call. You know where to reach me.
Yeah, thank you. You've always been pretty you respond every time I talk to you. I really appreciate that. So I know you're pretty busy there with everything you're doing. So yeah, so we'll talk. We'll keep in touch.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Thanks.
Yep.
Later.